You're a founder, you're an
Mhm.
engineer, and you bootstrapped your agency. You believe
Our education system is very bad. They are training us literally to do.
one of the worst enemies to people living their dreams that I can think of. It's
Mhm.
probably what's the one advice you would like to share with everyone?
So my advice is just,
Mohammed Hashim, welcome to the Nomadic Pizza, the
hey,
podcast in which we deep dive into stories of impact and purpose in order to inspire others to live more fulfilling lives and going after their dreams. Welcome to the show.
thank you so much for having me here. I was very excited to be here, honestly. I couldn't sleep last night just because too I need to be here early in the morning, as I don't wake up early in the morning though.
So you're not a morning person, huh?
Not at all. Like I sleep usually at 3, 4 a.m. So how can I wake up early in the morning?
Oh my God. Why were you so excited? Why couldn't you sleep?
I like because I must say that I'm living my dream right now because it was my dream that I'll be on a podcast someday. Like on the other side of the mic, I'll be speaking as a guest. So here I am because I have like hosted few events as a host, but I have never been on the podcast. So here I am. That's the reason I was very excited to be here.
I love to have you as a first
Yeah,
podcast.
likewise.
So it's really cool. To start with,
Mhm.
I have like a pretty deep question that I love asking my guests so that our
Absolutely.
readers understand who they're watching, who they're listening to.
Mhm.
And my question to you is, Mohammed Hashim, who are you as a human? If you had to describe yourself in 5 words without confining yourself to labels such as,
Mhm.
for example, your ethnicity, where you're from, your
Mhm.
age, your job. 5 words.
Okay, so this is something I've never been asked, so I never thought about it if I messed up in this. So sorry about that already. In 5 words, I must say I am a very driven person towards the people who wanna help some people to achieve their goals. I know it's more than 5 words.
No, but I think it's 5 words. For example, like it can be driven,
Yeah.
it can be,
Okay, I
energetic,
got it. I got it.
right?
Got it. So yeah. So first, obviously the driven, and I must say the dreamer, and mm, I want to say an entrepreneur, and also an emotional person. I guess I've done four already, right? What
Yes.
could be the like fifth one? Yeah, I believe in relationships.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And I think that I always love to deep dive a bit more
Mm-hmm.
into each of the words. And the one
Yeah,
that
sure.
caught my eye to begin with is that you're a dreamer. Can you
Yeah,
explain to us a
absolutely.
bit more about
Yes.
that?
So I started dreaming when I have no idea what the dream is. Like I remember a story when I was in a sixth standard, and usually in the school time, teacher asks you what you want to be in the future, right? So my teacher asked all of my classmates what you want to be. So everyone was like, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an astronaut, and I was the only one who said I want to be a businessman. And I had no idea how I'll do the business, but I have seen my family doing business from like I've been grown up in a business family. I've never seen anyone in the corporate job. So yeah, that's how I started dreaming. And it was always my thought that I'll do some business, but I had no idea honestly that what business I'll be doing. So throughout my journey, I found out that I can do this. I tried multiple things, and finally here I am. I'm like running an agency where I'm helping people to build their websites, and also I'm just integrating few more things like helping they building their personal brand. But that's how I am living my dream, and I can say I'm a dreamer still because I'm still
That's
on the way. I
beautiful.
haven't achieved that yet.
That's beautiful. And what age were you in school? Sorry, just to come back to it. when you had this first dream, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur, I'm gonna be a
Yeah.
businessman.
So, yeah, so I was in a sixth standard, so you can say like probably 9 or 10.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And what did you envision yourself? What did you envision for yourself when you had this dream of doing a business? What was, like looking forward, what was the vision in
Mm,
front of your eyes?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. So most of the people say that I want to be like someone like a Steve Jobs, someone like Elon Musk, but my dream is very simple that I want to be on a stage where I can speak in front of thousands of people and they will see me as an authority and they listen to me. That's my end goal. That's why I'm doing business, because if I'll go in a corporate job, I probably help people or can speak in front of my colleagues only. But if I'll do business, I'll get some stage probably. See, like here right now, I'm speaking here, and like hundreds of people gonna watch this podcast. So probably one day I'll be speaking on the live stage. That's my end goal.
that's beautiful. What is it about talking on live stages? You said like being seen as an authority, but what do you envision it for yourself when it comes to speaking on a stage? What's the impact
Yeah,
that you see
yeah,
yourself
absolutely.
doing?
Yeah. So for that, I like when I started my business, I had nothing to start with. So I wanna give the energy to the people that if you have a dream, you can achieve that. You don't need money, you just need time. To build any business, I strongly believe that you need just two things: either it's money or it's time. If you have both, you're lucky. But if you have any of these things, you can make a big business. And most of the people don't have money; they have time. So you just need to put more time into that to achieve your dream. And that's what I want to speak about on the stage. That if you have any dream, just put your all time and go all in. You will definitely achieve the dream. Or you can say some kind of little motivational something.
Yes, I think that that's also going going back to how we met and how we
Absolutely.
bonded in the first place. Just to give also a
Yeah.
background for everyone listening, it's that Hashim reached out to me because we do similar things. He is a
Yep.
founder of an agency and he shows up on LinkedIn. I'm also like a solopreneur on LinkedIn, helping people like building brands and showing up with content in order to attract clients and make a larger impact with their business. And he invited me to his LinkedIn Live event, and
Yeah.
his goal was literally to give value to the people for free because, as you just said, you believe that everyone can start a
Yep.
business if they have whether they have money or time,
Yep.
and you just want to help those who don't have money also
Mm,
starting their own business. Where do
exactly.
you think that this motivation comes from?
Like, honestly, I don't have a clear answer for that, but I still say that it comes from the very first thing we discussed, that I am a dreamer, that I have this thing that I want to build a business. When I started, I had nothing. So I feel that there will be hundreds of people who also don't have nothing to start with, and also they don't have the motivation to put in. They cannot leave their job, because I left my job to start this business. So they cannot leave their job. They have some responsibilities to like pay the bills and all. There are many things to be considered, but I strongly believe that still they can achieve their goal. Maybe like most of the people think that we have to put like a whole day to build a business. If you have some responsibilities, suppose someone wants to support their family, they cannot leave their job, still you can do the business. You can put 1 or 2 hours every day and you can get the better results. But yeah, definitely it will take longer time because you are not putting much time into it, but definitely you will achieve your goal one day. You have to put
Mhm.
some time. You should not lose that hope that you will not be able to do the like you will not be able to achieve your goal because you don't have time, you have responsibilities. And I'm very fortunate that my family is taking care of everything, so I don't have that much responsibilities right now, but still they are expecting something from me because I'm already 37. So they're expecting me to help them in the finances, and also like there are many things to be considered. So This is the thing, that if you even don't have money, you don't have time, you will definitely find an hour or two, like, to towards your dream, if you really want to achieve that. Because every single person on this planet, either they are doing job, they are doing business, they are living their dream, they will be scrolling their Instagram, they will be scrolling their reels, right? So they can definitely remove that part from the reels and put that into the business.
Yes, that's a
Yeah.
strong statement right there that I truly believe in, to be honest.
Mhm.
Um, there's so many excuses that are made, even
Exactly.
like in the business world, in everyone trying to achieve their dreams. Probably the biggest excuse is I don't have time. But
Exactly. Yeah,
when
it
you
is.
go deeper and check, like how they spend their time, you will
Hmm.
maybe see that they spend 3, 4, 5 hours a day scrolling
Yeah.
on
I,
Instagram, TikTok.
yeah, I've read this somewhere that there's a term called dopamine talks. So what it is about, that like people like who mostly are in corporate and who are not living their dream, what they do is they just talk about their dreams, that I want to do this, I want to do that, I'll do this to achieve the goal. So it will give them a dopamine hit. It gives them a temporary satisfaction, because our mind don't know the difference between the actions and the talking. So whatever we talk, our brain thinks like, yeah, this guy is doing this. So when we talk something that I am gonna do this, I'll do this, you will also feel that it gives you a temporary satisfaction. So this satisfaction kills the energy to achieve the goal. So you should not be doing the dopamine talks, because it kills the energy. And also, you must have heard of this from many people, that you should not be talking about your dreams much. You should be working much. So that's why they
Yeah.
say that you should not be talking much, because these are the dopamine talks, and you need the energy to act. But you are just talking, you are not acting.
Yeah. Honestly, it's always about like talking less and
Exactly.
moving goals and ideas into action. And I
Mhm.
think that I've read somewhere that probably the most powerful mindset in order to achieve dreams is like action
Mhm.
bias. So
Yeah.
always set a start line, always set a deadline also in which like you want to see your dream and your goal achieved. And it's
Mhm.
always about like a smaller a smaller dream, a smaller goal, and then just going for it. No, never like telling all your friends, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and keep talking. Like it's okay to talk because then there's the public accountability, in my opinion, right? Like if I told you right now, or when we last spoke, for example, um, yeah, I'm gonna invite you to the podcast. If I didn't do
Yep.
it, I think that that would be a dangerous place to be. But instead,
Mhm.
saying, "Oh, we're gonna meet again on a podcast," and then making it happen, then that's like when you set a goal and you just go for it. And I think that that's super powerful.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you also said that a business could help people achieve their goals.
Mhm.
And why do you think that a business is a better way to achieve like a dream life maybe rather than a 9 to 5, a corporate job?
Yeah. So basically, I wanted to no, I didn't want to demean the people in the corporate, but I was saying that it's always be better to be an employer instead of being employed, because when you are an employer, you can help more people. You can employ other people who really need this. If you have this potential to hire someone, that's the best thing you can do, because most of the people cannot do that. Most of the people will be doing their jobs for all their lives, and there will be some people who have this spark that they want to do business. Or, and it's not just about business. If you have some other goal, you want to be an athlete, if you will be an athlete, then you will be also hiring a coach or hiring someone else, so you will be helping in the economy as well. Also, if someone need a job who don't have the skills to do a business, then you are the person who can help them. Because like
Yes.
what happened is, like, I really hate this saying this, but our education system is very bad. They are training us literally to do the corporate 9 to 5 only. They are just killing our creativity, because you will go to the school, you will see read the same book which like our fathers were reading. The syllabus is not updated. The things are exactly going in the same way. However, the world is really very ahead from the as compared to our father's time. So if they are training you to do the job, so you have to have some motivation or some inspiration to move out from the system, so you can give opportunity to other people instead of consume that opportunity.
Yes, I agree. I think that
Yeah.
um, I also myself, just like you, I think we did higher level of studies,
Hmm.
university, and I always found that everything that I was learning uh, was always a bit empty. Like it
Yeah,
was
exactly.
great on paper, great on book, but then very difficult to apply. And
Hmm.
and then I think that we share also this story. Like we then went after building something of our own,
Yep.
and then we discovered that probably like what we had studied, what had been taught to us
Yeah.
wasn't actually that meaningful when it came to actually doing the thing. Like, oh,
Hmm.
maybe I can go around and say, hey, I have a master's degree, but
Yeah.
how is that gonna help me on a day-to-day basis to try and
Yeah,
make an impact, to
absolutely.
try and help others? And I found that it was very difficult.
Yeah, and also like some people have the dream that they want to work at Google. That's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you are happy with that, just go ahead with that. I'm not saying that you have to do this because I like this. No, it's not like that. If you want to work at Google, you want to work at Amazon, just go ahead with that. Just always remember that if you are making, like I am saying, you are making millions, if you are not satisfied inside, you should be doing something else.
Yes. And how do you think that you find satisfaction in your daily life yourself?
So like back to the loop that the business drives me. Whenever I work for myself, I'm satisfied. Whenever I was working for someone else, I'm not happy at all. In fact, I have done a corporate job for 2.5 years. I spent like pretty much, I would say I wasted my time. Then but one thing about that, I did not waste it all the time. I learned one thing, like my speaking communication, like get better with the corporate job only because I was in the US recruitment. I was talking to the people in the US every single day. So my English improved, my communication improved. This is the reason I'm able to talk like this. Previously, I was very bad at talking in English. So yeah, that's the advantage of that. So
Yes.
the question is slipped off my mind. What did you ask?
No,
I
I
forgot that.
asked you like why like do you feel more fulfilled, right? Apart from the
Yeah,
money. Like,
yeah.
sometimes money can be
Hmm.
great on paper and someone be like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I'm making millions," but then deep down they're feeling,
yeah.
unfulfilled. And this is literally
Mm-hmm.
why I started this podcast because I was also in a 9 to 5. I was going after what I thought was my dream job, working with motorcycles. I was such a fan.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
then I was like, yeah, but I'm not helping anybody. Like what's
exactly,
the end goal, right? And what did you find for
exactly.
yourself?
And also, like if you are doing job, you cannot do something out of the box. You have to be in the same loop every day. You have to do the same task every day. You might talk to different peoples, but you have to be doing the same thing probably. If you are not at something like a strategic level in the company, if you are like an employee, like I was in recruitment, so I was calling the people, just asking for offering them that we have the job opportunity, and I was doing every day, and it becomes so like irritating for me because doing the same thing every day is not my thing at all. and and
I
and I
just
although I can do it for myself, like if I'm putting 8 hours a day and I am make helping my company to make more money, so why don't I help myself to make more money by doing the some specific tasks?
yes. And look, I was laughing just before because like I also have this inability to keep doing the same task over and over. I
Most of
just
us
I think that's something really that pushed me out
Hmm.
of the normal like societal rules of like, yeah, go after university, get yourself a 9 to 5, and then
Hmm.
just try to climb the ladder of success within a 9 to 5. I was like, oh man, I just can't commit to doing the same task over and over because I just find it
Yeah.
frustrating. I find it that it's not the best use of my brain, of my
Yep.
capabilities. And I felt
Yeah.
that I was getting stuck, plateauing in a certain level of just growth. I was like, there must be another way. Did
Yeah,
you find
exactly.
that while developing your business, your brain, you were more involved at the 360 degrees level?
Yeah, absolutely, I am, because I'm talking to the clients. I'm creating content for them. I'm also coordinating with my team. I'm also telling them that how do we do that, because like most of the people, what they do is when they make some money, so they hire some expert, right? What I do is I hire someone who is not expert. I want to teach them, because I recently, like the last week, I got a message from a girl. She was from Pakistan, I guess. So she said that I don't know nothing anything about the content creation. Can you help me with that? So I told her that I will help you with that. I'll pay you, but you have to work for me. I cannot just give you my free time just to to teach you, but you have to do something for me, because I'm doing business. If I'll trade my time for free, I'll end up with nothing. Like my business will suffer definitely. So what I did, like I told her that I will pay you not as much as I'm paying to expert, but I'll pay you lesser than them, and you will learn all the things. You will be making money because you are just starting, and I started. No one was ready to pay me at all. They wanted me to work for free. So I told her, I'll pay you less, but you will learn a lot of things. I'll teach you everything what I know for free. That's how I believe that I'm using my brain 360. And also, it doesn't matter what time it is. I am always on my phone talking. Sometimes I'm talking to my clients because we are living in the different time zones. Sometimes I'm talking
Yeah.
to my partner because she's also in the different time zone. So there are many things, and I love it, like doing chats simultaneously. I'm very good at that. Like I can talk to like 4 or 5 people in just one simultaneously in one go.
Oh my God, you're really good at multitasking. That's something that I totally struggle with. I think that I
Yeah.
have ADHD, so I'm
Okay.
I do
Well,
switch. Go for it,
what
sorry.
it is, yeah, what it is like to be an ADHD, because I don't know honestly. Sorry for that, but I'm very curious. How does it feel? Because I have heard a lot of people talking about ADHD these days. What it is about, like I don't know in the details. Honestly, I'm sorry for that.
So,
If yeah.
to be honest, like I'm just gonna be extremely clear. Like, I'm not a very, very strong case of ADHD, so I'm
Hmm.
gonna talk for my specific case, and
Yeah.
also I can talk to you about my story of like I haven't been diagnosed ADHD while I was a kid. So
Okay.
I discovered it as like ADHD in my personality when I was 24, 25. So that was
Oh.
like 3, 4 years ago, right?
Hmm.
And so all my life before that, I was just like struggling to concentrate, struggling to like with hyperactivity. I just had to do so many things. My brain was switching. I think that even my communication skills for the longest time they
Hmm.
were very bad because I was jumping into a
Hmm.
topic because my brain was like, "Oh, we're going there." But
I got it now.
my speaker, like the listener, of course couldn't understand because I was like,
Hmm.
"What are you talking about?" And then I would jump, I would finish everyone else's sentence and just like trying to be always rushing. But
Yeah.
I think that coming back to it, just when it comes to multitasking, I'm
Yeah.
horrible. Like I have plenty of tabs open on my desktop, but
Mhm.
like sometimes I really find that it's a struggle to just do two things at the same time because it's like, oh, it then
Yeah.
becomes overwhelming. But I wanted to go back to a couple of things that you said.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You began. like this chat by saying that sometimes you do go to sleep at 3, 4 a.m. And
Hmm.
then you just recently said that you sometimes work with clients in different time zones. Is the
Hmm.
crazy timeline, the crazy schedule that you have also because of clients?
Not exactly, but it become that way. So I can just justify that I'm waking, like sleeping late. Because when I was in college, I didn't have any clients. So what we were doing, we were playing video games like till 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Me and my roommate, like we were sometime like we were playing the, I don't know, you know the game about PUBG. So we
Mm.
were playing till the morning, like, and going to the college without sleeping. So that's how we were doing that. So it become my habit. And even before that, I, like most of the people say that morning brain is the best thing to learn. Most of the people wake up early in the morning to learn, but when I was in school, I couldn't like just wake up in the morning only. So I used to read in the study in the late night, and it was always better time for me to like study at night because it's quiet and you can just process most of the things. Everyone is sleeping. But whenever I try to wake up early and study, I cannot open my eyes. I just go to sleep. So I prefer to stay up late night.
Yeah, and I think that that's also something that um, I've understood recently, and I think that we tend to start noticing more and more. And it's that, people tell us that we should be having the perfect 10 million more
Yeah.
4 a.m. Morning routine, right?
No,
Like if you
it
want to
shouldn't
be
be
a
like this.
billionaire, yeah, you should be waking up at 4 a.m. and do that. And I think that uh, the more
That,
the more you talk with people, the more you understand that everyone has their own timelines, their own energy rhythms. And
yeah,
then if you
exactly.
try to force yourself, then it doesn't really work for you. So you
Yeah,
cannot be as productive.
yeah, I tried many times to force myself to wake up early in the morning, but it never worked out well. So everyone have different body, everyone have different perception of way of living. Some people like coffee early in the morning, some people like just to have a normal bread, something else. But you have to understand about yourself what suits you. So focus on that only instead of just reading that this will be good, this will be good. Because these days everyone is creating content on Instagram, on YouTube, and they are all experts. However, they don't have expertise, but they are all expert because they have read it from the Google. So they just can make a reel out of that, and they can become an expert.
Yes. And I think that um, one of the tools that I also always teach like my clients also when it
Hmm.
comes to uh, having like staying sustainable in their own business
Hmm.
is just or creating content, for example, because for many it's such a struggle, and it was also for me. I used to hate doing social media. I just didn't want to
Yeah.
show up for myself.
Mm.
And I then learned that doing it for others, that's what drove me past the struggle, past the pain of actually going there and create content and posting. But what I
Hmm.
always teach them is just do and double down on what works best for you.
Yeah,
Whether
absolutely.
whether it's like you going to sleep at 4 a.m. because you do your best work from midnight to 2 a.m. Maybe that sounds weird to me because
Yeah,
also maybe
exactly.
I'm a bit more like a morning person. But
Hmm.
if it works for you and you see that results are coming more often when you do that, just keep doing more of that and you're gonna live your dreams in an easier way. And I think that now I just wanna dive back into a bit more of your story because we've talked about so many things. But you started mentioning at the beginning that you come from a family of entrepreneurs. And I just want to dive a bit deeper on your background because we started by saying who you are as a human. And now we arrived to talking about content creation and sustainable like lifestyle. But I
Yeah.
want to understand a bit more of the background that you come from. So if you tell me a bit more of like where you're located also now and like
Yeah.
how your family business also inspired you.
Yeah, absolutely. So my family, like my grandfather started the business. It's they make a product, hardware product, the door handles and all, and the bag, like ladies bag items. They are the manufacturer. So my grandfather started that, then my father joined that, and now my elder brothers are already doing that. So they also wanted me to join them, but I thought like they are already doing it, and they are doing it pretty well, so why not I try something else? Because I in fact I joined them in the COVID time for 3 4 months, and I did pretty well because I'm good at sales. So I did few a few things, so it worked out well. But I feel that like they have some certain set of doing work, and they want the work to be done in that way only. I wanted to do things my way, so I thought I don't think it's a good fit for me right now. Maybe in future I'll join them for sure, but right now I have some time, I have energy to create something else from the scratch. And I don't, I'm not sure you remember that or not. In our first meeting I mentioned that I love building things from scratch. So this is one of the reason doing this, because I built this from scratch. I had nothing, so I am starting from scratch. So my father was doing the same business, my brother was doing the same business, and I grown up seeing them doing the same business. And they are so passionate about, they like can sit like for 8 hours straight and can talk about the business only. So why not I I will do the same, because I'm listening the same business talks from since when I was a kid. I'm still listening those talks, and even my cousins doing business. So everyone in my family, even my cousins, my uncles are doing the business, and they are talking about this. So I heard all of this since I was a kid. So it's somewhere, I must say that it's one of the reason that it's in my head from the beginning. So that's why
From when
I'm
you were a
more
9, 10 year
more
old and you wanted to be a businessman
yes,
and
yeah,
not an
because
astronaut.
Exactly. And like back then, I have no idea how to do the business, but I still started because this was the reason that they were grooming me, not intentionally, but they were talking to me and talking to each other. So those thoughts stuck in my head, and I felt that this is something I'll be doing. And now I feel, yeah, this is the right way to do it. This is the right thing to do it for me.
Yeah, that sounds like super relatable to me because also like I come from a family where like we have a family business.
That's
My
great.
dad really wanted me to join, and I also joined them actually during COVID because also I couldn't, like, I was fresh off of my master's degree. It was impossible
Mhm.
to find a job, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna,
Yeah, that was.
I knew that I didn't want to join them because I was
Mhm.
also like, yeah, I know that my dad wants to do it his way. And
Mhm.
I just want to learn, but I want to learn and experience something else. I just want to be in an international environment, come like across different ways of thinking. So I was like, okay, I
Mhm.
just joined because I didn't have any chance. But then I was like, I just want to do my own thing. So that was very relatable.
Yeah, we have the
But
same story.
yes, in a way it's crazy, right? Like you're
Yeah.
in Delhi. I was born and raised in Milano, now live in Bali, and we share such a
Yeah.
similar story.
And this is
That's
also
pretty.
something relatable, that you are living away from your family. I'm also living away from my family. And one more thing I want to add here, that most of the people think that I will do 1 hour every day work and I'll achieve my dream. If you will not step out of your comfort zone, you will never achieve your dream. You have to step out of your comfort zone to achieve that. Because I am the one who never want to stay away from the family. I'm very much close to my mother, especially, and also my brother. We talk a lot, and but still I have to come here, because when I'm at home, my mom brings me food, my mom brings me everything on the table. I don't need to go anywhere, she take care of me everything, but I cannot work because I'm eating a lot. I'm just being lazy there, so I have to be here to work.
Yeah, that's something really powerful right there. It's like the comfort zone. It's
Hmm.
probably like one of, in my opinion, one of the worst enemies to people living their dreams that I can think of. Because the
Yeah.
more you're comfortable, the more you're not in a situation of pain, the more
Hmm.
it's hard to actually just take action to build something greater for yourself. Because also,
Yeah.
like, I understand entirely. And And that's also why for me I was like, but I don't want to settle for like just the minimum, right? I don't want to settle for good. I wanted to
Yeah,
achieve great. And
and that's correct.
where do you find that this drive of like building something from scratch to just live in discomfort, even though you could be living in like a much better situation, right? Where do you think that this comes from?
Yeah, so it comes from the same thing I told you, that the dream. Because if you want to achieve something, you have to work for that. So most what happen is that, like, if you see any successful person, you will never see that they haven't worked hard, they haven't stepped out of their comfort zone. No one have ever become successful without doing something discomforting, right? So you have to step out of that. Even what usually happen is that once someone gets success, people say he got lucky. Recently in India, there is a guy on Instagram. He went viral and he's making millions, and he have no skills. Honestly, he have no skills. He was just uploading reels every day, and he went viral last month, I guess. And he got millions of views, and he's getting like brand deals literally of like thousands. So what's something he what makes him successful? He didn't know how to talk properly, but he was uploading the reels every day. I watched his account recently, so I noticed that he uploaded 5,000 reels. So you are calling him,
5,000.
yeah, and he went viral now after 5,000 attempts. And you are saying him lucky? Not at all. He may not be like good at talking. He may not be good at communication. He may not be good at some skills, but he was good at doing the same thing over and over again, because the boring things give you the better results. Most people think interesting thing gives you the better results. Not at all. Boring things give you the better results. And just imagine how much pressure he must be handling, that he's uploading a reel, he's getting 100 views only, and his friends and family will saying, you should not, you should stop doing this because it's cringe or it's something else. Most of people say that it's cringe, because even I look at my content when I started back 1 year. It's literally very cringe. So it is cringe. So our old content is cringe. So if you will not start with the cringe, then how will you create a better content? Now he's viral, he's making hundreds or thousands, and now people are going to take a selfie with him. And now some of us calling him lucky. Not at all. He's not lucky. So I read it somewhere, and it's really good that luck is like a circular area, and more hard work you put, the circular area gets increases. And this is actually like, more hard work you put, the area of that circle will keep increasing, and one day your ball of the goal will be in that. So that's how your luck works. More hard work you put in, more area will increase, and one day it will show the results. Your goal will be in that area.
Yes, I also read that somewhere. It must be in our LinkedIn bubble, but
No,
I think
I
it
read it on a podcast. Well, I watched a
amazing.
lot of podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's very true. Like, first of all, like I had never heard of the story of this kid, but I think that it's one of the many in
Hmm.
which people think that success comes overnight. It comes
Hmm.
like out of luck, out of
Yeah.
uh, just pure coincidence. And it might be that in one out of a million cases, someone got
Hmm.
very lucky. But on all the other cases, as you just showed in this case, it's
Hmm.
all about being obsessed with trying to achieve the goal, learning the craft while
Hmm.
practicing. So I can imagine that even this guy who just got viral after 5,000 videos, maybe he
Yeah.
wasn't great at communicating in the
Hmm.
first one, maybe not after the first 2,000,
Yeah.
maybe still not the greatest after 4,000, but after 5,000, like
He is great.
communication skills. Yeah, exactly. Communication skills go up.
Yeah.
Confidence in front of a camera go up. And in how many cases does being comfortable in front of a camera become useful, right? Like you can be
Yeah.
invited into podcast, you can be invited to television and still show your personality because
Yep.
sometimes, like we're so tense in front of the camera because we're showing up, and we try not to be natural, like we cannot be natural because we're just not smooth.
Hmm.
And so
Yeah,
this
like
guy instead just went for it. And now the life, like the world is opening up to him. And that's always what you just said. It's like do the boring stuff because the cool
yep.
stuff is on the other side of that. And
Absolutely agree.
yeah, and if you think about it, like you're now a one-time founder, and you told me that you're about to start a second agency,
Yes,
but you
very
also
soon.
started from nothing, right? You
Yeah.
bootstrapped, you worked for free. How much boring work did you have to do at the beginning?
A lot. Like a lot. Like I still do the boring stuff, but I did the free work also. So the one guy I wanna share that story that there's one guy from the Switzerland. I reached out to him that I do this thing on LinkedIn. I'll help you to build a personal brand. And honestly, he was a millionaire. So I dropped him a message, and fortunately, he responded me, and we started talking. And I said that I want to work, I can work with you, and I charge this much. So he said I have no problem paying you. I can quote that money as well. I told him that I will charge you $1,000 for this service. So he mentioned that I will definitely pay you, but I will not pay you upfront at all because I want to see how you work, what result you will bring. I said okay, no problem, because I didn't have any work at that time, so I was ready to even work for free. So I did
Nice.
work for him for a month. Literally, I put all my energy, all my knowledge, everything in, and I gave him the results what he asked for, of what we signed on the contract, and I delivered over I delivered more results than I promised. But at the end of the month, he vanished. So I was
Oh
so
wow.
demotivated. Like my first $1,000 deals was just vanished. He blocked me on LinkedIn. He stopped responding me on WhatsApp. He did not responding my emails. I tried many things, but he didn't responded me. At that point, I thought that this is not something I'll be able to do in a long run. So I was just sitting. I was laying on my bed and I couldn't sleep because $1,000 was big money for me at that point of time, and it is still is. So but like next day, I thought if he's gone, I'll try someone else. Maybe someone good, someone else will be good who will help me, and I'll help them. So that's how I started doing more messages, and I got few more deals. I started working. I got my money, and I'm still working with a client who's working with me for more than 8 months. So definitely he sees some results. That's why he's with me. So if someone scam you, if something not done the way you want, it's not the end, it's just the starting point, that you can bear this, so you can bear the bigger. So you have to keep doing it. If you can bear small pain, then you are ready to do more work. So just keep doing it. You will learn, you will fall, but you have to stand up definitely if you want to achieve your dream, if you want to achieve your goal. It's not something that most of the people face, that they got scammed, and but most of us usually give up because of some responsibilities, or maybe because of some lack of motivation, and many things to be considered. But if you have something in you and you want that, I will do this, so just keep doing this that, and do not stop until you hit the goal.
Yes, and it sounds like your story, but also that you try to live by this
Yeah,
don't
you have
give
to
up
accept it.
mentality.
There are many people. Yeah, there are many people, man, because different type of people are there. There are some good people, there are some bad people, so you cannot just put your goal in their hand. You have to keep it in your hand. You have to work.
Yes, and it's all about not giving up, right?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
live, you also confess me that probably one of the biggest mindsets that you live by is like, don't give up, right?
Mhm. Because I believe that I have used the word motivation many times, but I believe that it's a scam. Because motivation is a temporary thing. You watch a video, you watch a reel, you get motivated, so much motivated that I'll do everything, but after 10 minutes it's all gone. So it's better to be disciplined instead of being motivated.
Yes. Yeah, I think that I also agree with you. I love motivation to begin with. I think
Yeah.
that motivation is a superpower
Yes.
at the beginning of a journey. So it's what, for example, at the beginning of the year, you have this new resolution, you have the new motivation, you look at yourself in the mirror and are like, oh my God, I need to go to to the gym, right? And that
Yeah.
motivates you, right? The painful problem that you have motivates you to go after it.
Yeah.
What gets you results, though it's not the initial motivation, is as you said, is the discipline to keep going. Because,
Yes.
when you start going to the gym, first of all, you keep looking at the mirror and nothing changes for a long time.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh my God, like how, like, why should I keep going? It's not immediate, right? We think just like you said before, that success comes from luck, comes overnight. And so
Mm.
for some reason, we have this belief installed in our brain that, like results come quick, but instead it's
Yes.
discipline that gets us results, because the results come in the long run. So
Absolutely. Even the quick results does not guarantee you the long term success. You might get some quick results today, but it's not necessarily that it will last longer. Because just imagine you posted for the very first time on LinkedIn or any social media platform, and your post went viral. You get so many likes, thousands of likes, and also you may get some brand deals, you get some money. But if you will not improve that, if you will not keep doing that, you will not be able to sustain that. You have to be disciplined to sustain that as well.
absolutely, 100%. I find that also, like, partly also the reason why I started this podcast is
Hmm.
because, in my opinion, together with discipline, like the biggest driver of action bias, right? It's
Yeah.
purpose. It's understanding the bigger picture, why you're doing something, right? Because, for example, you say, hey, I'm motivated to start something for myself. Like, for
Yeah.
example, in my case, I also wanted to build a business. I also wanted to achieve lifestyle freedom, right? I
Hmm.
envisioned this life for myself, living in Bali, in Southeast Asia, traveling with my girlfriend. I just wanted to be able to work remotely from anywhere in the world
Yeah.
and with my own timeline. And that was a bigger goal for me. But that wasn't enough, right? Because then you're like, oh, maybe
Yes.
there's an easier solution. Maybe someone else can pay me good money to live this lifestyle.
Yeah.
But then I found out that, for example, anchoring this goal into a purpose of helping others, that
Hmm.
was very strong. Um, for example, I wanted people to live a more fulfilled life and get after their dreams, a bit like in a similar way to you. I think that that's also something that we connected on. But then you
Yeah.
told me
Exactly.
something beautiful, that you wanted to help, women also in India, like do
Yeah.
something specific. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the problem is that in our culture, most of the female are not able to go out to do the job, so they are finding something from their home. So probably it's like finding some work from home is tough these days, because when a company hires someone from like offer work from home, they need some expert, but they are just starting their career, they don't have much expertise. So how they can find a way to make some money? They might not have some a big goal, but they already have something, a goal, like they want to make some money, they want to be an independent in some manner, not too much but a little bit. So that's how
Yeah.
we can help them that to make some money. So and also I want to add this here, that you don't need to have a bigger goal. You can have a small goal. You can have like, I have a goal that I want to make $1,000 a month. It can also be a goal. You don't need to have a very big goal. You don't need to have a very big thing to achieve, but you have to have a goal to mm, find the way, right? So we are talking about the women's here, and I'm not just talking about the women's here, but also the people in Asia. What happened is that at some part of India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, there are not many job opportunities there. Fortunately, in India, there are too many, but not. I talk to Pakistani people, I talk to Bangladeshi people, and some other countries like Lebanon and many other countries. So there are not so many job opportunities. So you will find most of the people are the freelancers in Bangladesh, in Pakistan, because there are not many companies to hire them. So they don't have many opportunities. How will they get some work? People like
Yeah.
us will help them to achieve that, because we put
Yes.
so much time, we put so much effort which they cannot do. They need some ease to get some better results, to make some little more money. So we can be the uh, what we say, we can be the reason, we can be the way to make help them to make more money.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I think that a bit like you showed that already when, like the girl reached out to you, the girl from Pakistan
Mm.
reached out to you
Yeah.
and she wanted to learn. And you
Yes,
said, why don't you learn while being paid? But you
exactly.
also then do some work that it's like, of course, she's gonna drive business to you, but we don't know how much business yet. But
Hmm.
like you are teaching her a skill that
Yeah.
is probably gonna give her this independence.
Yeah.
It is gonna give her this amount of money. For example, like in your case, like the 1,000 euros a month. I agree with you. Even having a small goal is good enough. I think that what
Yes.
I want to add there is to understand what this small goal can allow you to achieve. So a bit like, oh, I want to make 1,000 euros a month. Maybe that's not a crazy big goal,
Yeah.
but what do you see yourself doing with those 1,000 euros? I think that that's also going to motivate you to keep going after
Hmm.
the dream. So, for example, it can be like a bit of independence. It can
Yeah.
be like, oh, so that I can go out with my friends or like have a nice trip or even sometimes a bit like materialistically, oh, I'm gonna buy something. I'm not a big fan of that, but I understand I'm also
Hmm.
into photography. So, for
Yeah.
example, I'm also into sports. So I know that some of the money that I make, I'm gonna spend it also in passions of mine. So I think that like I'm gonna make 1,000 euros a month, and that's like the smaller goal, let's say.
Hmm.
But the mentality of like understanding the so that I can do that, understanding the unlock, I think that's also a very powerful thing.
Yes, you don't need to have a very big goal, as you just have
Yeah,
mentioned. But everyone have at least this goal that they want to make more money to make their life easier. So just think
yeah,
about that. You can make some money. You just need to put more efforts.
yes, yes. There's the beauty, as you said before. It's like it's just work, it's just
Hmm.
discipline and time,
Yes.
or time and money, and you
Yeah.
can you can make stuff happen, even
Yeah.
if it takes 5,000 videos, but it will happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I have learned so many things about business, but everything's boils down to two things only. If you wanna do any business, if you wanna make any business successful, you need two things only. I guess I've mentioned this earlier. I'm gonna repeat that again. That either you need time, either you need money. If you have both the things, that's great. But if you'll put more time, you will make some money for sure. But do not use that money to spend on very like just for to get some satisfaction only. Just reinvest that money in your business. Once you make it little big, then you can spend that money on yourself, because if your business is sustainable, you gonna get a very good life. But if you will, like suppose you make $1,000 a month and you spend all the money in just 1 month, how will you survive for the next month? So what I do is, when I started, I like I minimize my expenses very much, that I try to now I focus on, at least I must have 6 months expenses in advance, that if I do not make any money for 6 months, I should have this amount that I can survive on that. So you should focus on that, because it's not necessary that you will get new deals every month. It's a business. It can be very good. It can be very bad. You have to sustain that. Yeah, it's ups and downs. So you have to sustain that. You have to build some backup, and you save some money so you can survive the bad days.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned this because I think that um, it's probably one of the most important aspects of being able to start a business. Everyone thinks, oh, you're lucky. In your case, people might say, oh, you're lucky because whatever, and maybe partially like you have a good position to begin with, but
Hmm.
also like you started from zero. Like you did work
Yes.
for a guy that never paid you.
Yeah,
Like you
absolutely.
also started from scratch.
Hmm.
And I think that that's also like understanding that if you have enough savings that you can play with. And like, for example, I was also in a 9 to 5. I
Hmm.
was trying to get my expenses low, just like you did, so that I had this 6 months ahead of me. And I was
Yep.
like, okay, now I can concentrate on myself. I
Yep.
understand what my goal is. I understand that I want to build something, and I'm comfortable doing it because I know that I can sustain myself for long enough
Yeah.
that probably by these like 6 months, maybe I can get like a bit of money. I can
Hmm.
learn a new skills well enough that I can sell it for money. And of course, you're not gonna make 1,000 euros with the first deal. Like in your case, you wanted to do it and you
Hmm.
nearly had it, but then you get unlucky. So it's still like, oh, you're
Exactly.
going
That's the
up, your
point.
hopes go up, and then they go down.
Yeah, it happened most of the times. Like, if I'll tell you how I started that, not from the business perspective, but what things I had when I started. So I had a 6-year-old mobile phone. I had a 8-year-old laptop, and I have a $1 LED light for the meetings. That's how I started. These are the things only I had, and I borrow a mic for the meetings with my friends, and that mic I still have. I recently bought this mic, not, and it's because what happened is people want fancy things to start with. They want some LED light, a big ring light, or something really good camera or something. Still, I'm using my new phones as a camera, and I use my old phone for the chatting because it has a
Yeah.
good camera. You don't need to buy a like $1,000 camera. You can just use your phone as a camera. You can use your laptop, right? So you just need to find the way to make things work. You can find the excuses in everything, but if you want to make things work, you will not be the person who need an excuse to say that I cannot work this because I have this problem. If you are giving an excuse, this is the worst thing for you to be like worst situation to for you to be in, because if once you start giving the excuses, you will keep doing that. You are not doing something, just fooling yourself that I will do that once I'll get something, right? It's not like that. I will share a story. Like, one of my very
Do
close
it.
friend, he is creating content on YouTube, he's creating content on Instagram, and he is on Facebook. He's creating content on 3 platforms, and it's been almost 4 years, and he is not at all getting a results because he's doing a wrong way. I told him that you should be doing this to achieve the better results. So what he said to me was very mm, shocking, that he mentioned that I'll start doing these things once I'll start making money. It doesn't work like that. You have to work first, then you can expect money. But you are expecting someone to pay you before you get the good results. How? It doesn't work like that. So it's better to work first than hoping for money or for the results. But if just imagine you spend for 3 4 years creating the videos and you are just doing it wrong way, you know it well. Someone else is telling you, who is already successful, who's telling you that it's not the right way to do it, but you are still keep doing it. You are just fooling yourself. So stop fooling yourself. Instead, just focus. Or it's better to find some job, because in the long run you have to have some money to survive. So it's better to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think that you said two very beautiful things here. And the
Yeah.
first one is like the mindset of like simple living, like just
Yes.
like just the basics. You just need the basics,
Yeah.
and then to start a business, to start achieving success. It's not just about business, I think. Like
Yes.
we can do
It's
the
about
parallel,
life.
like yeah, it's about life, literally. Like if you say, "Oh, I wanna start racing cars," right?
Hmm.
And you will think that you need the last Lamborghini with the biggest
Hmm.
engine, the most power.
Yeah.
But the reality is that if you don't know how to handle a Lamborghini because you never had like a an old destroyed Panda,
Yep.
Fiat Panda, like that is still something that you can start with to start
Hmm.
getting results. See if the results are good enough, see whether you're a fit, whether you actually enjoy it, and
Yeah,
then keep
that's the
going.
point.
Otherwise, you invested so much money, whether it's the mic, the car, the photo camera. I also speak for myself sometimes because I see friends, they keep buying cameras thinking that the camera itself is gonna make them a better photographer.
Not at all.
Whilst it's all about the practice, the craft, the
Yeah,
5,000 videos to then finally go viral.
exactly.
And then the second thing that I loved that you said, it's invest in yourself to get results, not invest in
Hmm.
yourselves before you get results.
Yeah.
It doesn't like after, sorry, you get results. So it doesn't work like that. I also went through the same. I was like, I had a big ego, right? I thought, oh, I'm gonna start posting on LinkedIn. Everyone told me, oh, you just need to post and you're gonna make money. I was like, oh, I can do it, right? I can do it.
Yeah.
For months, for 4 months, I posted and I didn't like I was getting views, impressions, but zero deals, zero money.
Yeah.
I was like, I must be doing something wrong, right? It was the time to realize,
Hmm.
Giorgio, be serious with yourself. If you're really committed to achieving results, then shut your ego up, invest in yourself, and go after the results. And that's why, for example, I spent money for a coach because I was
Yep.
like, I really want to achieve results. So this really isn't working. So go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing I learned from you actually. Like I also had this thing that I want to learn all the thing by myself, right? And I've learned so many things by myself only. I've watched a lot of videos on like YouTube. I've like literally scrapped the YouTube content about how to create content, how to work on LinkedIn, and not it's just about the LinkedIn thing. Even before that, I was very much into the sales and the communication, how to talk to people. I'm still working on that because sometimes when I talk, I stammer. I cannot pronounce the word correctly because English is not my native language. So I
Yeah,
always have this barrier, but I'm still working on that. So I was learning from the YouTube mostly. I was learning from the people talking to them. But in our first meeting, you mentioned that you hired a coach to learn the things, right? So you can minimize the time. The person who learned something in five,
accelerate.
6 years, yeah, something learned in 5, 6 years, you can just learn in 1 month. So you are not paying for the knowledge only, you are paying the concentrated knowledge, right?
Yes,
So once you learn it, then you can scale faster. You will, because you will
yes,
learn it in a very short period of time, and you will have more access of knowledge and the right set of steps, you can say the SOPs, right? So this is how you can that's what I've mentioned, that if you make $1,000 a month, so do not invest in the like fancy things, just invest in your skills, in yourself. Hire a coach, hire someone who can if you grow from 0 to 100, hire someone who can help you from 100 to 500 or 100 to 1000, right? So you should be
yes,
investing on these things. So
yes.
last night I bought a course from Lara.
Lara Costa.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I think investing in yourself is really powerful. And
absolutely it is.
and that's really like what I discovered. I also bought a course to begin with
Hmm.
my LinkedIn career because I was like, okay, I'm serious about this. I decided that I want to do it, but I had zero business experience. And so
Yeah,
I said, well, I need to find a way to learn how to do
yeah,
like online business, right? And I found this
yes,
person that looked very reputable online, and I just bought a course. And I did learn a lot of stuff. So it did
yeah,
accelerate my growth. But as you said, there's different ways to grow from 0 to 100, 100 to 500, and 500 to 1,000.
Yep.
So for me, let's say I went from 0 to 50 with a course. And
Yeah.
then I was, of course, doing all my studying. I'm also a huge fan of learning on YouTube. It's free, like
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
anyone who wants to learn something. YouTube is a beautiful tool. There's so much knowledge out there. You just need to
Yeah.
literally find the good knowledge and apply it. That's something that
Yep.
YouTube doesn't help you with. And I think that also courses, in a way, don't help you with that because it's a concentrated amount of knowledge. That's what I found at least. And then I was like, but I need someone who shows me how to put it into practice, like in my case, right?
Exactly.
In my
That's
specific case.
yeah.
And that's when I saw like the power of accelerating, as you said, like shortening the amount of
Time
time
period.
that it
Yes.
took to go from 50, let's say, to 200 by
Hmm.
hiring a person that would make sure that I understood it, that I applied it, that I was doing it the right way, like an accountability partner also in that
Yep.
sense. And that for me
That's very
was
important.
a huge unlock. And I think that for that, I'm so with you when it comes to the idea that if you reinvest in your business, your growth is just gonna go higher and faster. And that's,
Mm.
I think in the end,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful
And
thing.
yeah, because when you have some money, most of the people divert from the goal. They divert from the work mostly because as soon as they get money, they just go out for the trip. They just go out with friends. They bought some fancy clothes, shoes, and all. But that's not something you should be doing initially at all, because there's one very powerful thing that I learned personally from the YouTube itself or the Instagram, that if you're making some money and if you are using on yourself initially, this is the worst thing you are doing, because it will give you the temporary satisfaction, but it will ruin your business in the long term, because this will become an habit. Once you'll make some money, you will use it for yourself, like you buy something for just for the satisfaction. And definitely if you will spend something, you're gonna get zero at the end, right? So you have to make it again. Then you will be stuck in this endless loop. You will make some money, you will buy something else, then you will make some money, then you will buy something else. You will not be able to successful. That's the biggest problem. Most of the people stay at the same place.
Yes, I think that it's so easy, not just in business. I think, but
Mm.
also like in a 9 to 5 in a corporate, this
Yeah,
applies
yeah, it
everywhere.
is.
Like
Yes.
if you make €1,000 a month
Mhm.
and you live with 1,000, like you get yourself used to €1,000 a month, then you earn 2,000 and you
Yeah.
raise your lifestyle,
Standard of living.
right,
Yeah.
to €2,000 a month, and you're still back like broke by the end of the month because like
Yes.
you adapt. And I think that it's important to understand that there's a beauty of on in the simple living, like you said before, like
Mm.
just the essential stuff. Or, like I also started with a laptop that was super old, and then I
Hmm.
also got a laptop from my dad that was still super old. And then I
Hmm.
upgraded when I had enough money, right? Now I
Yeah.
have a laptop that is decent. It's still not the best because it's like
Yes.
there's such a difference in price between good and
And the
great
best.
that
Yes,
you can
exactly.
splurge so much money if you really think that you deserve the best. But then you need to be realistic and ask yourself,
Yeah.
do I really need that? Do I really need to, like your mic, you could have gone for probably like a €2,000 mic, but then you
Yeah.
ask yourself, do I need €2,000 worth of mic in order
That's the
to speak
point.
to my clients?
Yeah, that's the point. Just invest enough that your things go smoothly. Don't invest
Yes.
too much. Like as you have mentioned, you can buy the greatest laptop as well, but you prefer to buy the good laptop, good enough for your work. That's enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you will also, I wish for you will do very soon. Once you'll reach at a certain level and you will cross this all these things and you will be doing more work, then you can buy the greatest one as well. because you have the money 10x of that. So how I buy things, I don't prefer EMI at all. I never bought a single thing on EMI. I hate EMIs because
EMIs is what, sorry?
like EMIs like here like installments. People
Mm.
buy
Oh
things on
yeah.
installments mostly in here. I don't know much about there, but mostly in India, they buy the phone on the installments and they are paying monthly installments, and it suck my energy honestly, because I have this stress that at the month end I have to pay this. At the month end I have to pay this. So instead of that, what I do is that I just save money for the 6 months to buy this thing instead of paying 6 months in installments,
Yes. I
because
never
you
bought in
don't know when.
installments.
Yeah, me too, never, not even once, because you never know, like either you are in job or you are in business, you never know that how long your job will sustain, how long your business will sustain. Anything bad can happen. I hope it won't, but anything can happen, so it's better
Yeah.
not to take the stress.
Yeah. And I think that just to conclude on this topic,
Hmm.
even when you do 10x the money, that you're doing, I think that
Hmm.
personally, one of my biggest goals in life probably is to be able to do 10x, 100x, but
Hmm.
still have the mindset of a simple lifestyle. Like, ask myself,
Yes.
do I need the greatest laptop? If
Hmm.
my work is always the same and this laptop is doing everything that I need, even more, and I'm not even using it to 80% of its capability, do I need
Hmm.
to invest 10x the money for something that I'm going to be using at 20% of its limits? Or can I
Exactly.
still stick with like something that I'm using comfortably and is delivering me the goods?
Yeah, you're focusing on ROI.
Yes, yes, I think that
That,
that's
yeah, that,
like just the return on everything
yes.
that you spend for yourself so that you can keep growing. Just
Yeah, exactly.
understand the gap that you need to fill in order to keep growing and just go after that.
Yeah, and there's nothing bad buying a fancy things, but you have to
Yeah.
understand that you cannot be doing that only. Your first priority must be scaling your business, must be improving your skills. Then you can have some money. You can allocate a specific budget that I'll buy the things I like. Like for me, I like very much to have a good watch. So I always make sure that I have a good watch in my hand. So whenever I make some money, I allocate some money, I save some money that I'll buy this watch in future. Not right now,
Yes.
maybe after 10 days or next month, but that's how you can buy things. You just don't need to buy at the first day.
Yes. You do it when you're comfortable enough um
Exactly.
doing everything else, and then as as a gift to yourself, as like a treat because you're doing good work. Sometimes it's also like when we come to the um topic of motivation again. Sometimes
Yep.
it's also like that. Okay, like I did this, I achieved this goal, as I said. I can treat myself because I see that I'm still serious. I'm not doing this just for
Yes.
the thing itself. I'm doing the goal, and this allowed me to, treat myself. And I think that now I have the
Exactly.
same. I have the same like with the camera. I'm like, oh, I think I could upgrade, and then I'm like, oh, should I? Should I not? So now it's one of the things that I have in my head.
Yeah.
But
If you are doing the podcast, you can have the camera. If you if you have
that's
like the budget for that.
That's an expensive excuse to have, yes. Because I'm also like, well, but like because of this podcast, then I can have a good camera so that I can register the podcast in a higher
Yep.
format, so it'd be more professional. And I do see the value. So a bit like when it
Yeah.
comes to invest in yourself before you're successful, sometimes you need to do that. So now it's still in my brain. I haven't
Yeah.
decided yet, so I will let you know
No.
on that.
Yeah, sure. Maybe in the in person we'll be doing on your new camera.
Yes, yes. And for
Yeah.
anyone listening, I think the first time that we connected with Hashim, we said that we would do this podcast. So here we are. We both
Yeah.
kept our word, but also I think we're demonstrating right now that we keep our word. But we also said that maybe we would do it in person.
Yep.
when I would travel to India and I would pass from Delhi. So that is something
Hopefully.
that we're gonna try to make happen in the future.
Yeah.
And because I know that anyways I'm gonna travel through India, we're definitely gonna set that up. But
Yeah,
since we
absolutely.
arrive, I think, to the natural conclusion of our beautiful chat, I just wanted to ask you two final questions. So we heard that you're a founder, you're an
Hmm.
engineer, you come from a family
Hmm.
of entrepreneurs, and you
Hmm.
love creating something from scratch, and you bootstrapped your agency because you
Yes.
believe in discomfort, in achieving success through discomfort. And I wanted to ask you two questions. The first one
Yeah.
is, what is something that you're struggling in at this moment and that you're trying to figure out?
So you are the expert for that. Like I reached from 0 to 200 on LinkedIn. Like my main business is on LinkedIn only right now, right? So I reached from 0 to 200, but I'm stuck at some point that I'm not able to grow. In fact, I'm going down. So I'm still trying to figure out how I will grow. Because if um, in my opinion, if I'm not getting the same results, I cannot promise to my client, right? I still promise them only 200 because I never got above the 200. So this is something I'm struggling very much how to crack those things and how to implement, like manage people with all these things together, because there are so many things to consider. I don't have too much money to hire like big people to manage the team. I have to do it all alone. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the problem, that I'm managing people. I'm trying to find out the things why things are not working, why I'm not growing above the 200. I hit the 7,000 followers but I'm still on the 200 likes on engagement. So these are the two things mainly I would say. And also I must say that I have this in mind, but I'm not able to find out how I will start that. I want to, as I have mentioned earlier, that I want to help my people mostly in Asia. So I am thinking to build a community where I can help mostly Asian people, because the most of the people are from UK, from US. They are charging so much that their Asian people cannot afford. So
Yeah.
this is something I'm trying to figure out, that what offer should I bring on the table that most of the Asians can buy.
Okay.
So because
Yes.
I don't want to do it for free, because when you give something, this is something that when you give someone something free, they do not value that at all. It doesn't matter how expert you are, it doesn't matter how successful you are, but if they are getting it for free, they will not value it. So you have to put some money on it also. It's for my perspective. I'm not saying that I am totally uh, doing for my community. I also need money to keep the things running, right? So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what kind of offer I can bring to the community, bring to the people in Asia, so they can learn with something affordable. They don't need to buy $1,000 course, right? So I'm also figuring out that, because I won't be able to do it alone. So I need some people, I need to collaborate with some people on this. And in fact, I'm talking with some people. So it's something I'm struggling right now, because I also need some time to make these things works.
Nice. And just to close this topic, what's the next step that you set out for yourself? I mean, you told me that you just bought a course in order to
Yeah.
figure out a bit more. Is there something else that you're going after in order to solve this problem for yourself? Just like, oh yes, I'm committed to do this so that I can solve that.
So first thing I would say that I wanna like go through the course, because I wanna go above the 200, because the problem is that if you don't have good numbers, people won't trust you, right? So you must have good numbers so more people can trust you. Once they will trust me, they might probably will collaborate with me to help my people, right? So my focus is to improve on LinkedIn so that I can collaborate with some other creators who will help me to build a community, and obviously we can figure out how it will go. So my main focus is to learn things which I don't know yet, how can I build community. Like I never built a community online, so I have to figure it out. So I'm just trying to find the way how it works. So the one of the reason joining the Lara's community is to find out how she's managing her community, right? So this is the one of the reason I'm into her community. I joined last night. So I'm like, I will be laser focused to learn scaling the LinkedIn from 200 to 500 and how to build a community. These two things, I will say that I'm going to stick to these at least for a year.
That's beautiful. Also, you just demonstrated, or our viewers, that you put your words into actions. So you said, "Hey, that's my advice is to invest in your own business to keep growing," and
Yep.
that's exactly what you're doing. So that's beautiful. And
Thank you.
my last question, for you
Yeah.
today is gonna be, what's the one advice you would like to share with everyone? We've talked about so many things, but
Yeah.
what would be the one thing that you would love the listeners and the viewers to take away and go do for themselves starting today?
Okay. So I would say the advice is the conclusion of this whole conversation. So basically, if you have a goal, it should not be a very big, right? It's not necessarily to be a fancy. You can have a very small goal, you just stick to it. So my advice is to just work. Do not look at your friends how much they are making. Do not look at your family how much they are supporting. Do not look at the people in your niche how much they are making, how many likes they are getting. Just work. If you'll keep working, you will definitely figure out how can you improve, how can you make things big. The only word is work, and I strongly believe in it because I do it myself. You are an example for that. If you'll keep working, you will find the way out. There's no way in the world that you cannot figure out anything. When Elon Musk learned rocket science at his 40s 50s, why can't you learn the LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube at your 20s? Why he achieved that? Because he just keep working, you will find the way out. And also there is one thing, most of the people say that you should have a goal, as we already discussing that you should have a goal. But most of the time what happened is people even don't know what the goal is, right? So what you can do for that, that you just start doing what you like. You do not necessarily to be put 9 hours a day. Just keep doing your 9 to 5 job. Just do 1 hour what you really like to do. For example, you like photography, right? So you just shoot, like you can put 1 hour in photography. If you think that, yeah, this is something I can do it in long run, then work on that. So my advice is just work.
Work. Find
Yep.
something that you love, or
Yep.
like set out a goal that is
Yeah.
not too big, but
Yeah.
it's realizable, and work, go after
Goal.
it like you really
Yeah.
mean it.
Yeah, goal should be something like you can do in long run. It should not be driven from the outer world, because these days mostly people focused on the followers. They want more followers, but what
Or
will
the
you
Gucci
do with the
bags.
followers?
Or the
Exactly.
Gucci
So
bags.
yeah, but what will you do with that? That should
Yeah,
be the why.
exactly. I love to hear this. So thank you so much for
Thank you for having me here.
this talk. I'm super excited that we had this conversation. It was your first
Yeah.
podcast. And I think
Yeah.
that because I like to keep my podcast different from the others, I think that
Yeah,
now
I
it's
loved it
time.
actually.
Thank you so much. I think that now it's time, for the Easter egg of
Ritual.
my podcast. So we
Yeah.
call it the Nomadic Pizza. So it's time to share our slice of pizza.
Yep.
So Hashim, so good to talk to you.
Thank you so much for having me
Enjoy this
here.
slice of pizza. Let's
Thank
see
you.
how it tastes again. A bit colder. Mm, mm.
It's good. It's still good.
It's still good. Also mine.